Mock upon the door, the stranger looks back like a storm of words, like a fog of birds that touches take over, and the shadows float ahead. I bumped this world, I killed the world, I bumped the world, I killed the world, I bumped the world, I killed the world, I bumped the world, destroyed the world, I bumped the world, I killed the world.
That's what I was referencing. I also like that Terry has a Cramp shirt on too. Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Cool. In 5, 4, 3. Hi, everybody. This is your special ghost host, Clint from Blood Bells. I am guest hosting the lovely Obscura Undead Subculture Shock this week. And with me is Azy, who is an amazing human being. And our guests today are DJ Detra and Mary Millions from the Sisters of Mercy, the Sisters of Mondays Twitchcast. And we are so happy to have them. Hey, y'all.
Hello.
Hello.
Everybody.
We are having an accidental Texas party. I am in Texas, they are in Texas, but Azy is in Florida. So we are going to send rainbow love to Azy. I love the filter.
I know, me too.
Wonderful. I love that it's it's like a reading rainbow because you've got the Geordie LaForge thing and the rainbow.
It's very cyberpunk.
It is like the Billy Idol album.
Yeah. Oh God.
You're going to put a shock to the system with that filter, I think. So
I forgot about that album.
I say, yeah. All right. So we've already kind of been chatting. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. This is my first time ever kind of hosting anything. I'm so glad to have all of these wonderful people to kind of be with me through this journey. So I kind of wanted to start off kind of asking, what is everybody's, just so that way if people interact, they'll know, what is everybody's pronouns? I am he, him, and Azy.
Mine are they, them.
I'm she, her.
He, him is fine.
Okay, very cool. I always like to ask in case people want to, interact and they're getting pronouns correct, so they can get it correct. Free your mind and the rest will follow, as they say.
I mean, I do consider myself androgynous, but I don't get upset about it.
That's one of the best. That's one of the best things about our subculture, anyways, is no matter what you how you identify. I like to sometimes say the quote from Fifth Element: "I am a meat popsicle." And I really just love the androgyny about it all. It's been one of the #1 attractions since I started in the subculture many years ago. Was just like, oh, cool! I don't have to have these restrictions. So I totally feel you on that.
Oh yeah, it's the beauty of the goth subculture.
Yes. So kind of start off. I have a couple of interesting icebreaker questions that I totally stole from a podcast that my spouse listens to. But I was like, those are cool questions. So what is something, and we can start with whoever wants to, with Mary or Detra, what is something you find to be overrated?
I'll start with you because you're
in generally, or
just generally overrated. Yeah, it doesn't have to be within the subculture if you don't want. It's whatever. What is something you find to be overrated in general?
Oh my God, everything. No. Overrated, I'm gonna get a lot of emails about this, but Manson's way overrated. Marilyn Manson is.
Agreed.
He made some great his first 2 albums are amazing. They're fucking brilliant and dark.
Portrait of an American Family is a great album.
That album
since after the 90s, I don't think he's made anything worth listening to, but I mean, people love it. I mean, if you love it, that's fine. I personally am just not really a fan anymore. I'm not.
Kind of worn out the welcome. You're like, you're still doing this, but that's cool. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but it's what it's kind of a feeling of what new are you bringing to the table. I will say he's an extremely intelligent man who knows how to market himself. So
he does. I'm just not a big fan. I mean, I think a lot of the musicians from the first couple albums were really great. And you know, he changed the lineup so much, and I'm just not. He just went to like the really like just typical metal thing when he had a very original sound with like the first, you know, Portraits of American Family. I'm just not. Yeah, I'm just not a fan.
What about you, Mary? What do you think is something that is overrated?
I think mean people are overrated.
Amen.
I
Amen,
think,
sister.
be nice. Like, it's easier to be nice than it is to be mean.
After I was mean to Manson just now.
How dare you? I mean, I don't think this is like really, I mean, within our circle and stuff, like, I think I respect them for what they've done, for sure. But Joy Division, I know.
That's just pure personal music taste.
That's okay, and no one judges anybody for that. It's like, it would be even lamer if people were like, "Oh, you don't like Joy Division? Like, what? It's like, who cares? You're gonna like what you like.
To me ever.
You're gonna like what? Yeah, you're gonna like what your brain likes. You know."
Yeah. Overrated. I mean, lots of things are overrated, but
She wants revenge.
Yeah, she wants revenge. I don't get that.
311, the Cranberries.
311.
All overrated.
Amber is a color.
I like the Cranberries.
I actually really do love the. I actually was just listening to like a couple of months ago. I got on a No Need to Argue kick, and I was like immediately transferred back to like being like 15 and crying on my bed after me and my first girlfriend broke up, and I was just like singing along with it. There's no need to argue anymore. So yeah.
That was me with the Smiths. Please, please, please let me get what I want this time.
Yes.
I remember crying at 15.
Aww.
The first boy to ever break my heart. And I was like, listen to it over and over again.
Dove into her pillow. And just...
Really? That's how it was.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Azy, I don't know how this works, so please coach me. Are you also participating, or is it just the guests that are participating in these questions? I would love that if you could also. I didn't know if you were just like, no, I am the overseer. I am the key master.
No, I mean, yeah, I'm doing all the clicking and shit too, but I'm just quiet. Generally
Let's do
speaking.
Azy is like, we're allowed.
Generally speaking.
I'm trying to actually make the mic a little bit louder.
Is there anything overrated that you would like to share with us?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know what's overrated? Perfection is overrated because it's boring as fuck. And when you have flaws, you have something interesting.
Absolutely. Amen.
True.
Amen.
I'm gonna give you, me and Lauren, my wife's secret hand signal for that, because that was such a great answer.
And perfectionism and the need
very subtle.
The need to look a certain way, it pisses me off when people are like, you don't look like so and so, you're not goth. Kind of shut up.
Oh yeah, really Maus and I got insulted recently for having a tired Hot Topic aesthetic, and we were like, what? Okay.
Someone said that to you?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like, am I wearing a SpongeBob shirt?
Yeah. Do I have a giant stuffed Care Bear that I have no idea where I'm going to put it?
Behind me?
Yeah. It's so dumb. Those people like that don't stick around. They don't.
Well, I mean, what's overrated are like judgy people. Like,
yeah. Can't stand that shit.
But we all judge.
Yeah. No, that's very true. But I tend to judge not within my. I hate saying this because it makes me sound my age. I don't judge within my peer group. Technically, I usually just kind of judge stupid ass shit that other people are doing. Like whenever I have to make a quick trip to the grocery store and people aren't wearing their masks, and I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" You know, stuff like that. And I'm like, "Come on, guys." But okay, so that was good answers, everybody. I guess something that I find overrated would be, I'm trying to think. Honestly, I think that a lot of, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy shopping on a lot of stuff like, punk rave and, all that stuff. But I think a lot of that, like, I call it Instagram goth aesthetic stuff is very overrated. I think that people need to have more fun trying to do more DIY stuff. So I feel that a lot of what's overrated actually kind of falls into the perfection thing that, as you said, because think about this, if you're like a 13-year-old that's getting into goth, number one, you've got way more resources than I had in like 1996. You can get online and say, oh, wow, this person who's 15 has their aesthetic perfect. But then it makes you self-conscious because, dude, I'll be scrolling through Instagram just like, holy shit, I do not look like that person. Like, how perfect does that person look? So I feel like that the whole like Instagram goth kind of mixes in with what Azy was saying about the perfection. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Well, although that they have a perfect aesthetic, like their taste isn't like it's very questionable. Like they like, just kind of music that's very not part of the culture, or
some of them,
yeah. It's just like generally it's for a lot of people, especially like Instagram goth, it's mostly a look.
Yeah.
And not much
Good
substance.
point.
But most people want the young people I follow, 18, 19 on Instagram who look amazing. They look so good. And I'm like, when I was 18, I was so ugly. Like we didn't have, when I was 18, we didn't have like makeup tutorials. We didn't YouTube. Like we didn't, I had to look at a picture and hope for the best, I didn't do my eyebrows, like I was like a dirty crust punk, so it's like a lot of them, I mean, it's an aesthetic and they probably will fade out in time and get over it or grow out of it. But, there are some kids today that know their shit, like when we were young, like when I was 18, I was doing nothing else but listening to music. So you got to give them a little credit, that's all I did was listen to music. And
same, honestly. And I agree. I completely agree. And early 2000s, I was working at CD Warehouse back when that was a thing. And man, that was the best place to work when you're an ugly 18-year-old that just wants to listen to punk rock and death rock. So that was great because all that stuff at the time was in the 99-cent bin. So I would just like load up,
Oh,
Truly.
That was great. In fact, I got my first Cocteau Twins CD for like $3.99. I got Head Over Heels, and I remember Ministry with Sympathy came in on cassette for 50 cents, and so I was like, sweet.
Do you remember Hastings? I know you're from West Texas.
Yep. In fact, we have one down the street here in Denton.
I found Ain't It Dead Yet, the Skinny Puppy Live album for $7.
That's amazing.
And I remember seeing Vision Thing for the first time in a Hastings and being like, that cover is amazing. And buying it, and it was like the Sisters of Mercy, it was so good. I mean, Vision Thing is it's kind of a
Hey, the older I get, the more the dad side of me comes out as I progress into my late 30s, and I'm like, you know what? Butt Rock Sisters of Mercy is all right, man.
I love Vision Thing. I love Vision Thing.
I had a lot of firsts from CD Exchange. I had a friend named Sean Terry, rest in peace, who worked at CD Exchange, and he was a goth with a lot of great taste, and I was just first getting into things, and he was pointing me towards Christian Death and Joy Division. I bought just a lot of firsts from my CD Exchange, and I got them real cheap too. And the Wax Tracks Black Box
I've owned that a few times.
Yeah, bought a lot of stuff from CD Exchanges.
Oh yeah, the Wax Tracks box, and you got the
Bible
Goth box.
It's the black box.
The
from
Goth
Wax
box.
Tracks.
I love the Goth box. That was one of my first compilations.
See, I'm from small town Texas, so Abilene was the place we went, and Hastings, that's where I found most of the stuff when I was 14, 15. We didn't have any of the cool goth compilations, but you would find some, Skinny Puppy, Sisters of Mercy, and a lot of Sheep on Drugs, I think I saw in there.
Oh yeah. Well, my
Myths.
yeah, I completely get that. Yeah, you're Sheep on Drugs, man. That brought back some memories.
I love Sheep on Drugs.
my first kind of window, I was telling y'all that story before we actually went live about how, like, you know, we were kind of talking about some first goth experiences. I was at a barber shop when I was like 12 years old. I was having to get my hair cut. I had a really conservative family. I opened up this like Details magazine that was there, and there was this whole like, you know, 4 or 5 page spread on goth. Saw a picture of Johnny Slut and immediately like changed forever. And then you were talking about compilations. I walked into, funny enough, when Hot Topic was like just goth and there was never anyone in there. We had one here in Louisville, Texas at the Vista Ridge Mall. And I walked in and everyone's just like sitting on the counter. You know, they had a very like LA attitude. They were like, whatever. And then, you know, I walked in and I was like, hey, I've got $5. Like, can I get anything in here? And they took pity on me. There was a $6.99 compilation called Songs to Wake the Dead. And it's still, I have that same CD. That was my like Citizen Kane, like the rosebud for me, the thing that started it all for me was that compilation. And they have like brilliant remixes of like Switchblade Symphony, Jatane Damone, Alien Sex Fiend, all of this great stuff on there. I also got introduced to like The Wake and Big Electric Cat and all this like stuff on there, and it was just like, yeah, it was great. So, and I recently got Michelle, who usually hosts Subculture Shock. We were talking about it, and Michelle went out and found it on like eBay for just a few bucks, and she's like, damn, this comp is really good. But okay, so you know what? I like the way that the flow is going here. I want to kind of jump into kind of a big thing that we're doing on this episode. Whenever I was a guest here, you know, it feels like several years ago, but it was probably only a couple months ago. We did this thing where they were like, hey, you know, what are like 5 songs that you consider to be influential over you, or that you think were important to the genre or anything like that. So we asked DJ Detra and Mary to also do the same thing. So they each actually picked 5 songs that they found to be influential, or songs that kind of personally changed a lot of things for them. So what I'd like to do is, and if y'all have your list on you still of what you're going to be doing, yes, there we go. We got the paper. We're gonna start with Mary, and I want you to go in any order you want. So right now, let's do one from Mary. We'll come back and chat a little bit, and then we'll move on to Sean or DJ Detra after that.
I think one of my favorite songs of all time, one of the most beautiful songs ever written, I feel like, is Shriek Back, This Big Hush, from the album Oil and Gold from 1985. I found most of my list was between 85 and 86. 87, 85, 87. I'm like, really good years. The fretless bass on it, the bass in general is just beautiful. I mean, it's just the lyrics. It's like,
I love the lyrics. It's
like love lost and found again, kind of. It like makes me emotional.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's
and
a beautiful
yeah.
song. I mean, we would like always like dance to it together at the club.
Oh,
you know, pretty far apart. You know, we don't. You know, but yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful song, and it gives me a lot of happy memories. So that's my first.
It's very
one.
utopian to me.
Yeah, very utopian.
Like it just it sounds like the song of like a perfect world,
but also kind of dystopian. I like a little
yeah.
bit.
And I think I was telling y'all, it reminds me of something
for a better future.
Yes. I totally pick up on that. And I was telling y'all when I heard it, I was like, oh yeah, this went back and re-listened to it. I was like, oh, this sounds like something that would be on like Current 93 Island, you know, or something like that. That's like the one Current 93 album for me that I'm just like, okay, this is way different, but it sounds a lot like that. So here is Shriek Back with This Big Hush.
Cause here's what I hear. This is a breathless silence, a moment out of time. I see your face in the shadows, the telltale signs are in your eyes. More than I can hold in my hand, running through the gaps like water, aching with a passion inside. Deep as the river of desire, the ashes and the fire turn in this night inside, and the light from you. Is there a flame in the dark? Is there a bright hot star? These creatures look the same now. We freeze wherever we are. We wake alone in the blackness. We sleep wherever we fall. One dream all around us. This big hush infects us all. Holding up an animal fear, soaking up the waves underwater, tuned to music no one can hear. Forever in this half-light of desire, the ashes and the fire turn in this night inside, and the light from you. Oh, desire, the ashes and the fire turn in this night inside, and the light from you. More than I can hold in my hand, running through the gaps like water, aching with a passion inside. Deep as a river of desire, the ashes and the fire turn in this night inside. Oh, desire, the ashes and the fire turn in this night inside. Turn in this night inside. Turn in this night inside, and the light from you.
Let us know.
Oh, we're back.
Oh, we're back.
We're back.
Hello, we're back.
Great
And I
things.
really hope that everybody is enjoying themselves on this beautiful Thursday evening. I would like to go ahead and ask my next, we're still on the icebreakers. Let's talk about stuff that we think is underrated now. Az, you want to start?
Something that is underrated.
Something
is a
that
really
needs
good
more
question.
props.
This is a hard one. Something that is underrated because there's so much that is underrated. Fuck. I would say just, women musicians and goth in general.
Yes.
Wildly
Abso-fucking-
underrated. So
I agree.
I agree, for sure.
God, that was a good answer, Az. I'm like, how am I going to top that?
by
Normalizing-
letting me go last.
There, no, definitely normalizing women, not just as women, but as people who, like whenever I was coming up, like whenever I was, heavily in the punk scene in Austin when I was younger, it's like, I was telling Detra this, I was like, if you were wearing like I was wearing like a Meebic shirt, the dude would come up and be like, you gotta name me every fucking track,
Ugh.
every single album under 2 minutes, like right now. And I was like, dude,
I'll give you 5. Fuck
Give me
you,
a
you
second.
fucking
Like,
fuck.
Or it's
Give me
just
a
like, do you
second.
play the bass? Like, because
my God, are you
because
kidding
you
me?
have a
You
vagina, and
step
it's
to
just
the
like,
bass.
no, I play the bass because I like the bass. Thank you.
that's
That is so
Yeah.
fucking stupid. Honestly, like, no, we had a situation at one of the Blood Bell shows where, funny enough, this like couple came up to us afterwards. And one thing that I always really don't like is automatically men will try to just talk to me. And I'm like, yo, like she was up there too. Let's
yeah.
fucking open this dynamic. So, like Lauren is sitting at the
she's
bar.
pretty good for a chick.
Yeah, I hate that shit. I hate that kind of normalization of like terrible viewpoints like that and like ways to think, that normalization of stupid thinking. And honestly, so Lauren was at the bar, we had just gotten off stage and this couple comes up to her, and believe it or not, of all things, the woman in the couple goes, it was a man and a woman, and she goes, "You're pretty good for a chick." And then the guy comes up and goes, and I think she'd been drinking, and he puts his hand on her shoulders and he goes, "Hey, I'll get you a drink." And he leans in and he goes, "Guys, I'm really sorry about that. That's bullshit." And he actually, he goes, he looks right at her in the eyes, and I mad respected this. He goes, "You were fucking holding it down up there." And I was like, that's a good compliment, holding it down. But like he had to apologize, and I'm just like, oh my God, it's getting into like the culture of women speaking to women that way too, and it's like, oh my God, I hate this.
Oh no, some of the biggest supporters of the patriarchy are women who are brainwashed into thinking that feminism is bad, but that's a whole nother topic that
That's a whole other episode.
I mean,
Very
because I could
because like
listen to that.
like I get this all the time. Like I'm I don't identify as a woman. I identify as non-binary, but a lot of people automatically peg me as female because I have very feminine features and I don't really do much to kind of dampen that down most of the time. And I get so much shit, like just DJing, not so much online, but in like physical club spaces, like being told like you only get gigs because you're a novelty. It's like, fuck you.
Fuck you, dude. That's so annoying. And it's like, the chicks DJing. Oh, we've had a few comments like that online, and not so much like you said, Azy, in the club space, but yeah, people are like, oh, the chicks DJing. Oh, I didn't.
That's
When
so
is
fucking
she going
stupid.
back
I
on?
prefer talking with and being in spaces inhabited by mostly women. So I would be only thrilled if I saw like more women DJs or non-binary DJs. It's
Or
like,
just
there's
musicians
too many.
in general, and like not being sort of pushed to the back of a band. Like I feel like most like femme vocals in bands tend to be in like goth rock tend to be like atmospheric or like that like choir vocal, and it's just like she has better vocals than the dude who's singing. Maybe little role reversal here.
Those choir vocals are beautiful. I know, I totally agree. It seems like it's always in the background. Women, in this day and age, dude. It's like,
Yeah, it's like, wow, we have a long way to go still.
yeah.
As my uncle Alice Cooper says, we still got a long way to go, man.
Well, I was kind of
Really?
like I had that thought like hugely when I was listening to that the new track from the Black Capes with a bunch of different people, and Sean, you play with Veronica, right?
Yes,
Yes.
that's right.
Do you know why she was supporting vocals and everybody else got like a real forefronted part? Because I felt like she was really backgrounded and that felt really sexist to me, but I have no idea what the context on that was.
She hasn't spoken to me like personally about her contribution on that track. I mean, it's great. She did a great job, but I
Absolutely.
mean, yeah, Veronica is just an amazing vocalist.
Veronica's an amazing songwriter and just
And front woman.
powerhouse. I wish I had half its talent, like third of the talent that woman has.
But she hasn't spoken to me like personally about it. I'm not sure exactly.
Well, that was my big gripe with that, because she has such a strong voice, and I feel like it's just kind of like taken for granted that like a female vocalist is kind of like pushed into a support role, and like there were like 4 other vocalists on that track, and they all got like a very forefronted role, and I might just be bitching about nothing, but
No.
It's not nothing if it's an important thing.
Four big egos, I guess, on the track. But she did an amazing job. I don't know if you've ever heard the track that she did for Mephisto Waltz.
I haven't. Is that off?
She was in the
their
forefront
new
of that
release?
track.
Oh, good. I'd love to hear that, actually.
It's a great song. Oh man, I wish I remember what it was called.
It's a great track. Or the track she did with that other artist. Forgot the name. We're great. That other person.
Oh, yeah.
So to kind of like push it a little bit along, because that was a
Clint.
really, really good. No, that was a good call out, honestly. Like, and I wanna be back and have a whole thing on this, and I would love to have Lauren with me too, because she has got a lot of great shit to say.
Oh, Lost and Haunted is the name of the track. Lost and Haunted.
Oh, cool.
She
And
does
that's okay.
Amazing vocal track on there. It's great.
Oh my God, yeah, definitely, absolutely want to share that with everybody.
Oh, it's Ghost of Bela Lugosi was the other track she did. The band's called The Ghost of Bela Lugosi, and it's called Grim Love. Thank you, Dale.
Is that they're out of Adelaide, Australia, right?
I don't know.
Why do I know that band? I don't know. I'll figure it out later. Anyway, let's move on. Sorry, Clint.
No, that's fine. I was just gonna throw in real quick. Something that I find underrated is kindness. I think that people are because we mistake kindness for weakness so much. I think that people are reluctant to be kind, especially to people that may be strangers to them. I always it's that classic saying, "You catch more flies with honey," and honestly, I try to be kind as much as I can, and the older I'm getting, the more I actually enjoy being kind to people, and especially because of the way that I look, I really like just smashing those preconceived notions. When someone comes up to me at like the grocery store or out in public, and I'll like play with their dog and ask them like how their day's going and stuff like that. It's just like I like to start conversations, and I think that kindness is very underrated. So that's my underrated.
I agree.
I absolutely wholeheartedly agree. I'm sickeningly nice. Somebody told me
You
that one
both
time.
are really, yeah, and Mary, you really are so nice. And it's so funny because I agreed with when I first saw you, I was like, oh my God, that is a tough person right there. I did not, and then like when I talked to you, and I'm like, shit, I even have those preconceived notions. I'm like, huh. So that's why there was part of me that was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, Mary's like super nice, because like as he was talking about how like they were very kind of like they were like, I don't know how to approach Detra and Mary, and then yeah, but I love that though. I love that y'all are just so kind.
We're shy too. We're shy.
You
as
are
hell.
so goofy and like everywhere, and I love it.
I'm an idiot, is what.
I know, it's
I'm
great.
an ass.
It's
That's
great.
just what it is. I just don't care anymore.
Life's too short to care about acting a fool, and I think that having a sense of humor is something that actually makes people stand out, especially in our subculture versus and in just in the world. Oh my God, I'm the king at like work meetings. If we're having like a Zoom meeting, I will throw a pun in anytime I can, and it'll be met with silence. But I'm like, it's cool. I got it out into the universe.
You have to have a sense of humor being who we are. I mean, we pretend we're dead all the time. How can you not find the funny in that?
I look like a black and white painting compared to. Yeah.
No, this is very true. You have like death rock in and of itself is goofy and full of like comedy.
Yeah.
And I mean, look at Nick Fiend just on just the most like basic level. Like Nick Fiend like is the most like goofy person. Yeah, just the most like goofy fucking person. You know, with the inflatable banana and. You know, it's just like I don't know. I love it.
Nick's
so
on
I'm
another planet.
On another planet.
Another planet.
I mean, even Andrew Eldritch, who we all know, who we all love dearly.
I love his. I personally love his khaki cargo shorts dearly.
Oh, I love the potato like.
Yeah, he's got
that.
potato head now. Yeah.
But you know, I mean, a lot of in our subculture, I think you can't take yourself too seriously. I don't.
I'm glad that this is reciprocated. You know that, and honestly, I don't think I would have, and I knew that going into this before I even hit y'all up, because if I even remotely thought y'all were going to be, pretentious or mean, I would have just been like, moving on. I'm going to go to somebody else, But you guys aren't like that, or y'all aren't like that at all. So I really appreciate that. And honestly, I think that that's the biggest stereotype about our subculture, is that it's going to be full of like pretentiousness. And there are a lot of pretentious assholes out there, but I think a lot of the people that we tend to meet day to day or that we interact with are usually just very goofy, nice people in the goth subculture. So Detra, what about you? What do you find underrated?
Underrated. First, I'm gonna give one more overrated. You know what else is overrated? Fucking rich people. Rich people are so overrated. Why do you give so much clout to people with their imaginary currency? Like,
what is the deal with rich people? Yes.
Like,
No,
they are not smart. They are just ridiculous. They're just greedy. That's just like, I'm just gonna get that.
Oh, no. I had a whole convo about this the other day about like, hey, why isn't there like a cap on that, and then you should be required by law? And the fact that you have to be required by law to share, like Jeff Bezos, like to share your wealth, I would want to do that. It would literally make me sleep at night if I could give money away to people if I was that rich.
Bill Gates gives a lot of his money away, right?
Not to his kids, though. His kids are actually.
His kids ain't getting no money.
But they'll be fine. His kids will be fine.
He's like, now you're going to be basically penniless because you're only going to each have $20 million in the bank. So you're basically poor.
God.
Yeah, but they'll be all right.
It'll be fine.
Anyways, I got that out of the way. I just want to reiterate, women leaders, especially in America.
Very underrated.
We are like in a serious drought of women leaders in America, and I think
we got a new vice president. Which is exciting.
Yeah.
we need
Step in the right direction. Got a long way to go, but we're going okay now.
Yeah, like half of Congress should at least be women, at least.
You
That
mean,
should be like the
actually
law.
representative of our the
Yeah.
demographics of our country? That would be
Yes.
super.
Yeah,
That would be.
that's what it needs to be.
Yeah.
Sure.
And gone away with the days of people saying, well, if there was a woman president, she'd just be bombing the world all half the time, every month.
I think,
hate
Mary,
that.
I think that's just people. I think that's just people on our side of the country.
That's people,
Like-
on our side of the
Yeah,
country.
right.
Texas was almost blue.
I am so I'm ultimately disappointed, but I am proud that we were a fucking battleground state for once this year.
And Georgia's blue.
Yes.
That's
I'm
exciting.
not gonna
The
comment
future
on
looks
Florida.
less
It's Florida.
bleak. Florida.
I think that other countries looking at us like, well, y'all are still fucked, but maybe your demise will be a little slower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
America always does the right thing after it's exhausted all other options.
Yeah. Like, are you sure we can't do like 10 other things that would just be really stupid, inconvenient, and disrespectful first?
Let's exploit these people and make money, and exploit these people and give no people health care and no living wage, and
Well, and that's the
we're
whole
way behind on a lot of shit. But anyways, no more political rant.
Again, though, I am making notes. I'm like, okay, we definitely need to do like other episodes. We need to do straight up just an all political episode one time. So, Mary, underrated.
No, I definitely think I agree. Like, women musicians, women DJs, normalizing women as individuals and not just women. You know, people, it's not the 1950s, it's not the 1940s anymore. Like, you know, we're doing it, dude. And other things that are overrated.
Underrated.
What am I talking about? Underrated. That's not overrated. What is that?
Damn, I had another overrated. I was just about to say that. I had another overrated, actually, and that is underwear. That is underwear.
Okay, so we just all
I do not wear
that?
underwear.
I didn't want to say it.
Like, I have 2 pair of underwear that I think I got in like 2014 that I never wear.
I love underwear.
There's never. All my pants are so fucking tight. I don't want to wear underwear
Clint,
with that.
Didn't you just get some Eat the Rich underwear?
I did, and they're going to last me 20 years. But I wanted to support Coffin Apparel, which is DJ Mistress McCussion's clothing brand, and they are wonderful.
Free range underwear.
Love DJ
Yes.
McCushion.
Me too. Oh my God. And oh God, they're so nice. Okay, so moving on now to actually Mary, Sean, because we did Mary's last time. Sean, let's go into your first song that you consider to be, very influential on you, or just something that you consider to be very, very poignant.
You know, I have to say, like, when I made this list, I pretty much just made it like songs that are just most precious to me instead of like influential.
Okay, good. I like that.
But I guess this first song would be by Cold Dreams, Morning Rain. I really love the whole feel of the sound that was produced. It sounds very kind of lo-fi a bit. The lyrics are very vague, so they're open to a lot of interpretations. But it's almost about being a man that's depressed, and longing for love, and just waiting for the night to come. But I love it. It's such a beautiful, beautiful song.
All right, that is an amazing description. I love that, and it really is just a wonderful song. So here is Morning Rain by Cold Dreams. Let me know.
Oh, you're knowing.
Okay, I'm knowing. That means we are back, and we're gonna cowboy this. We've got another hour, and we're having a great time with all of y'all, and I'm glad that everybody's sticking around and watching. The kind of my last question that I wanted to ask, just because it would be funny, in one sentence, and this will be a challenge. What is something from your Google search history that would be revealing about you, like who you are as a person or what your personality type is?
Do cats know when you slow blink at them that that I love them?
I love it. Oh my God. Detra, Detra, how about you?
Can you speak to cats? That
I don't know. It seems like the only thing I ever really Google is like music related stuff. Like I'm looking up lyrics or I'm looking up albums or musicians.
So yours would just be like a mess of like it would look insane because you were typing in lyrics. So people would just be like, why is Detra typing in smothered hope, smothered hope, smothered hope, smothered hope?
What is the meaning behind this? I don't know. That's all I use Google for, I guess.
Azy, how about you?
I don't know. I actually went to go look at my recent search history, and it's all like synth tutorials and keyboard tutorials.
I love it. How to play the final countdown.
What is the difference between a MIDI controller and a synth?
Oh my God, yes. How do people not pull their, like mine would be like, how do people not pull their hair out trying to figure out what synth to get?
I also have a lot of search history on how to do drums in Ableton, so fuck, it's all like music related.
Oh my God,
Mine's a lot of
trust me.
music related. I'm looking at it now, so.
No, I like your thing about cats because mine was kind of on that. Mine is shit like like how I'm trying to think of like a really good one that would be. It would be something like like I don't know, just dumb WebMD shit. Like, does ringing in my ear mean I'll go completely deaf by the time I'm 40 or something? You know,
Answer
like,
yes.
Answer daily double. Rip Trebek.
Recently, mine has been time zones. What is what time zone? Like, when is this?
Oh, yeah.
Where are we?
Where are we streaming it?
What is where are we? So okay, actually, so that kind of concludes our little like kind of beginning things. But honestly, it was just a good time. I wanted to talk about y'all's appearance on Cemetery Confessions recently. I thought that was a wonderful episode. I loved hearing both of y'all talk about your backgrounds and what got you into the subculture and kind of where you come from and how you feel about the current state of things. And I kind of just like wanted to piggyback a little bit off that because I thought the Count did such a good job with y'all and I love that show. Absolutely. I think that they are a wonderful person. I would love to speak with them myself at some point.
Definitely.
So yeah, y'all were wonderful. So that whole experience for you, was that like a cool like milestone for y'all to be asked to come on to Cemetery Confessions?
Oh yeah, I mean, we are big fans of the show. I always listen and have always wanted to join in the conversation because they talk about like just very interesting topics and even stuff that are just worth talking about in the scene that aren't usually talked about but need to be discussed. So very excited.
What a smart human being, the Count. What a smart person, you know. Yeah, and like what Detra said, they talk about, you know, the stuff that needs to be talked about, and like they said, well, try to get all the the elder gods to do something like this, but nobody's gonna do it. So but
Yeah.
the Count is they are so knowledgeable and smart and easy to talk to, and Trey, of course. It was an absolute honor to be involved, and I know we always keep saying like, oh, I feel like we could have said so much more and we forgot to say a bunch of stuff, but such is life.
Such is the interview.
Yeah,
Well,
honestly,
you
and
made them blush,
and
so
yeah, oh, that's great. I love that they're watching. Hello, Count. And honestly, my favorite, all-time favorite episode, dear friend that I'm getting to know very well, Andy Harriman. I love the episode about
really great.
misogyny in the like
One of my
world, and
favorite
that
That was
was
a good episode.
such
episodes.
a good episode. Oh my god! And I actually hear, and it's funny because I've never met Andy, and I have had I started getting a really good rapport going on with like messaging each other and stuff like that, but I've never actually met her in person. She actually wanted me to say hi to Detra. Yeah, because she said she had a great time last time y'all got to hang out and all that good stuff. So
yeah, San Lamarte, we DJ'd together.
Yeah,
It
that's
was really great. We had very similar taste in music at that time, and it worked really well.
Andy's got great taste. What a great DJ too.
And her
oh my god, and I love that she just completely does her own thing. She was the inspiration as to why I started my Ghoul Whip DJ my channel on Twitch, and I only do vinyl because I'm too scared to to like try any of the programs. So I'm like, okay, well, but honestly, like she's the reason that I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna play like Italo disco and 80s and mix it all together. So that's kind of how my show goes, and I love that she was very inspired. She just marches to her own drummer, and I love that. And again, the Count just coming through with all y'all great guests. So
and
so
Scary Lady Sarah also.
Sarah's such a wonderful
and
human
Skull
being.
Girdle and
Yes.
Angela, who I love.
Just to, shout out to a past episode of Subculture Shock that is up on the Obscura Undead YouTube channel. We have one where we talked to Andy, Scary Lady Sarah, and it was myself and Michelle, and I don't remember if Maus was there.
Yeah, Mouse. We were just listening to it.
Mouse
we were
was
just
there?
watching it.
Yeah, and we talked about misogyny and that sort of shit in the scene, and there are some really great, also terrible stories. But it's a topic worth talking about. And a big reason why I know I do what I do is, especially with Obscura Undead, is because I personally was very inspired by The Count and Cemetery Confessions. And just to shout out to The Count. Hi.
Aw, we love you, the Count.
Yes.
So actually kind of follow up on that. So how long have Mary and Detra, how long have y'all been involved in the subculture?
For me, it's been over 20 years. I was very interested, I got introduced to Goth in like middle school, and I tried learning a lot in high school. I also had a very religious upbringing, and I wasn't allowed to go out or do anything or see anything or even own anything cool.
I feel that. Nothing secular.
So it wasn't until like after I got kicked out, I was able to go off and do my own thing and find the music and everything I was looking for. So it's been, for me, over 20 years now.
17 years. I mean, I started getting into goth music when I was 14. I'm 31 now. But I'm a small town boy as well. So I came from a small town, and I left for the big city at age 17, packed my bags, and
On a stick.
yeah, basically, ate trash cans. That happened. But I didn't get involved in, and I'm a punk rocker. I mean, I will always be. It's my roots. But I didn't get involved in any scene really until I moved to Austin at 18. I left home early. I was in a religious upbringing, not religious, but very toxic. Conservative. And I wanted to be the exact opposite of my parents. And like I say, you don't have to be a product of your upbringing. You don't have to follow the ideals of what your parents did. You can be, a better person.
It's up to you to break the cycle.
Yeah, exactly. Break the stigma. It's just. But I'm grateful for goth music and punk music for basically. I mean, it sounds so cheesy, but it's true. Like keeping me alive. You know, I was very suicidal as a teenager. And I'm so grateful, you know, I'm grateful that we have our subculture, because I feel bad for normal fucking people. They don't
Yeah,
have what we have,
they
you
don't have
know?
that
We have,
outlet, and yeah.
wherever we go,
They have
there's going to be
football.
somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
They
that's
have
very
football.
true.
They have
And
Cheez-Its.
they they have Dockers and Cheez-Its.
What else
But
do you want? I mean,
what else?
But
I will
yeah,
say that made me tear up a little bit though, Mary, because I definitely resonates a lot with me with the religion, you know, this leaving home early. I really did actually like live um, part-time. I had like an old beat up car I lived in, or I was living on couches,
oh,
even
absolutely lived in my truck.
dumpsters and shit like that. So it is one of those things where like goth kind of like saved me too, you know, and it's fascinating how you hear that over and over again. You talk to a lot of goth people, and they're like the most like usually more upbeat people and more have a better outlook, because we have this outlet where you know, we acknowledge, we not only we acknowledge, but we embrace like death and things that are macabre. And so it's like we don't have that part of us that's like denying it, and we get it out, so we get to feel a little bit more goofy, and we don't have that like repressed, you know, weird like neo-Christian bullshit, which there's a lot of Christian goths out there, but you know what I mean. It's just like one of those things where it's like you kind of nailed it, where you said you kind of get it, you know, it saved you, and it revitalizes you. It's quite the opposite of what people that aren't involved in the subculture would think. We're actually really revitalized by this, and it makes us feel good to listen to the music we listen to and to look the way we look.
We're obsessed with death, but we love life.
it's a balance, you know.
That's very true.
On one hand, you know, we listen to very dark music, and on the other, like we have to be very goofy and just have fun, and you know, not take ourselves too seriously, and you know, it's a joke. Life's a joke.
I was gonna say, I don't know. I was listening to ABBA earlier. I don't know if that's dark, but
But I also feel like there's a level of empathy that comes along with, you know, struggling
yeah,
when you're growing up. And a lot of kids, I'm so grateful that don't have to go through that,
yeah,
you know. But I do believe that there's a level of empathy and understanding and love that you only get from growing up in a toxic environment, and you know, being kicked out at 17 years old. And yeah, you know, empathy is one of my favorite emotions. Oh my god.
oh,
But
I
yeah,
love that. That's so, yeah,
like
I agree
you're
with
in a
you.
hole, you're in a hole. I've been in that hole before. Let me tell you how to get out of it, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like
all
you
goths
want
know
to.
depression for sure. Like we are all very acquainted with depression.
Card carrying member here.
Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm on 2 different medications. Not to brag, but you know. So actually, speaking of dark music, let's move it on over and move it on up to Mary's next pick. So what you got for us for your next song, Mary?
Well, I don't know if this is the darkest song, but it's Psych, the amazing
Psyche.
Canadian. It's Psych, or is it Psyche?
I've always said psych. I think
I've
it's
always
just
said
up
psych.
to, I think it's dealer's choice.
Whatever you want to do. From Canada, but that lived in Germany. Thunder Showers. Oh my
Oh, yes.
From Unveiling the Secret. Oh my gosh.
Classic record.
1986.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing. It's like 86, 85, 87, 88. I love Darren Huss. His vocals are beautiful on this track, and it's just such an emotional emotion. When I first heard it, I was like, what is that? This is one of the, I start every song like, this is the best song I've ever heard. But I love it. It's a beautiful track, full of emotion. Yeah.
That is wonderful, and I second that. I do love that that he puts so much passion into his vocals. So here is Psyche with Thunder Showers.
right, we're coming back.
We're back.
Then they say blue jeans.
We're back.
Blue jean. I don't know.
Somebody save me! All right, are we back?
We're back.
Okay, hello. This is me not understanding that we're back again.
God bless.
Hi, welcome back to the Muppet Show. I'm your host, Kermit the Frog, as you can see from the green hue on me if you're watching. And I'm also drinking whiskey, so please bear with me and enjoy the ride. So my next question actually that I wanted to ask just in general, like what keeps everybody, and this goes for everybody here, like what keeps you excited about staying active in a subculture that is that has been around so long? Like what keeps you so like excited to kind of like, you know, take every day head on into this subculture?
Just the general love of the subculture. I'd be lost without this subculture, you know.
I mean, for me, it's the aesthetics, you know, it's just the stuff that I always loved before I knew there was a subculture, and then learning that there was a subculture built around all the things that I loved.
Absolutely.
It was just such an easy fit.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's always new music.
I miss going to shows.
I love watching old films, reading books. I mean, there's just a ton of stuff. I love going to the cemeteries like all the time.
Oh God, yeah, that's like one of my favorite things to do.
Such a cliche, but I love it.
It really is, but I mean, honestly, a cemetery is like the most peaceful place. It's like
Absolutely.
No one's gonna talk back to you. No one's gonna cause you any trouble. You're just there. Like, actually, honestly, like I hope that I want, and it's the whole joke. Like, I want to have a very elaborate tombstone that Goths can pose
A mausoleum.
Oh,
I want to have like a big. I want it to be Goth on purpose. I want to have that.
Something like Nick Cage's
Absolutely.
future tomb.
What is Nick Cage's future tomb?
A giant pyramid. What's in New Orleans, and what cemetery is that? St. Louis No. 1 or whatever.
Oh,
He has a giant fucking
one?
white pyramid waiting for
Cemetery
him.
one.
Well, at least it's not Circus.
The Luxor.
Yeah, he's like, I want to be buried in the Luxor.
I'm buried beneath it.
It's the saddest thing because it costs so much money to bury people.
Oh, it's a scam, dude. Yeah.
I know. It's like I hope
I'll
that
do it anyways.
at that time in my life, I have enough money to give to, you know, Detra when he buries me. I'm like, if I give enough money, bury me
No.
nicely.
No, hey,
No.
all couples, I tell all couples this, you're going to
Not
die at the
together.
same time. Just
Yeah.
don't worry about
I
it.
just want to be a tree.
Yeah, our tree. Yeah, that'd be
Are you an air sign? Because I am. And that sounds like an answer that I would give.
What is your sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
What's your sign, Azy?
I'm a Taurus.
Me too.
That's
Mary, what is
Very
yours?
grounded.
I'm a Virgo, so we're all three of us are Earth signs.
Do you have the
Oh my
Ola
God.
virus?
And you have me hosting, like guest hosting this show. I'm like, I'm going to keep us in really weird conversations.
Hey, it works. It works.
Of course, I'm an Aquarius, so the stereotype would be that I could just leave at any moment and be like, whatever, I'm done.
If you fuck
That's
off,
more
I
ju-
will call you and I'll be just like, Clint.
You're going to be like, yeah, you would be like Garth, like, I'm having a good time. Not. All right. Well, actually, we're gonna go ahead and speed right on into the next to Detra's next pick, actually, because we've got a lot of songs to cover, and I'm so excited about all these songs. So tell us what your next pick is.
My next song is it's a classic song, but it means a lot to me. It's just such a beautiful song by a great poet, Christian Death, The Blue Hour, from Catastrophe Ballet. I know what can be said about it. He speaks in poetry, and the lyrics are up for interpretation, but it's just the blue hour is like when the sun's going down, and you know, everything's turning blue right before nightfall, and that's just my favorite time. It's beautiful.
Oh, totally agreed. I like to try to, step outside during that time. So here is Christian Death with The Blue Hour.
Yeah.
It's about 1,000 square feet, and so I'll go, to Michelle's to do laundry and stuff like that, and it's been really nice because she doesn't leave her house, so I know that everybody's safe and all that, and I know that we're back and I'm fine, guys. I am 37 and I do my laundry at Old Girdle's house every Friday, and we eat together and we just watched Return of the Living Dead last time. It's a good time. So
I'm glad I'm not the drunkest one. That's just what I'm glad. I'm just joking. Just joking.
Oh no, does that mean I'm the drunkest?
No.
I proudly wave that flag. So I wanted to ask actually, tell us about what y'all are doing as far as like I want to hear about all of your projects or any causes you'd like to bring attention to, promote yourself a little bit, let us know what you're doing on Twitch or anything you're doing band wise or anything like that.
Our cause is just cause. We just like to DJ for Twitch.
I mean, we support a lot of causes.
Well, we've guest DJ for a lot of causes, like Save Our Venues for Light of Black, Baraka,
Animals for Sanctuary,
or
Goths for Sanctuary, Goths for Sanctuaries. I'm a vegan. I've been for almost 5 years now, so I'm really passionate about that. We're supporters of Black Lives Matter. Very liberal people. But I mean, yeah, we've been involved in a few charity streams, and I mean, we're always down to be a part of anything that's raising awareness for any important cause, anything that needs attention brought to. I mean, we're always down to, because I mean, at the beginning of the pandemic, we definitely needed the money, with DJing and getting tips from people. Graciously, thank you. I mean, from the bottom of our hearts, kept us fed for the first part of the stay-at-home order. But now it's just come and watch us. Come and enjoy the music.
We just want to play good tunes.
We want to play good tunes, and we're grateful because, our friends, because we have so many friends now from around the world. Just have great fucking taste. I mean, we all have really good taste, and it's just seeing so many DJs around the world and hearing different DJs and how good they are and what good music they play. It's inspiring. Sorry, a tangent.
No, that's fine. That's what we're here for. We are all having a drink and having a chat, and I loved that answer. That was really good, y'all. And honestly, I love the stuff that you play, and you always keep me very we got a kitty. If anyone's for whoever's watching, we have got a kitty in the house. Who is this? Toots?
Toots. Special appearance by Toots.
It's a toot. It is a toot.
A cute toot.
A cute toot. Hey, I'm gonna get cute toot tattooed on my knuckles.
I'm gonna do that.
So since you've started DJing, both of y'all, I know that you've been kind of doing it maybe a different amount of time. I'm not sure if it's the same amount or different, but how has DJing just in general changed for you over the years from when you started to now? What do you think is different, or what have you do you think that you've gotten better at or enjoyed the most?
Well, when I first started DJing, what was going on in the clubs was a lot of EBM, synth pop, and industrial. And I kind of like some of it. It's just I was really pining and wanting to hear just a lot of the classic stuff, a lot of goth rock, more dark wave. So to kind of get my in on DJing, I had to play a lot of And One and Covenant and all that. Which I don't mind, but I was always slipping in some goth rock, and just more and more myself and DJ Eli Bat here in San Antonio just wanted to start more death rock, goth rock night, and it took us years, but we finally accomplished it. And of course, nowadays we've been twitching
which has been a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, it's been really amazing. We've met a lot of amazing people. We were glad that people dig what we like to spin, and it's been really interesting.
That's awesome.
I used to DJ on a pirated radio station called Chaos Radio in Austin, Texas.
Nice.
In 2009 and 10. My DJ name was DJ Night Train because I'm a lush.
But also the GNR song from Appetite, I take
I'm
on
the night train.
Oh yeah, no, Lauren.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lauren and I have a GNR affinity that we don't have to talk about that now.
But yeah, it was DJ Night Train, and that was like music. It was all like mostly punk, and it was all genres. Like there was Absinthe and Cigarettes, which was like the industrial goth, with DJ No Name. No, DJ, it's been so long, but what a good friend of mine I haven't heard from in years. I don't even know where they are. But I didn't start really seriously DJing until about when I moved to San Antonio. I've always known DJs and loved and been very, I always respected DJs.
When I met Mary, I knew she had just really great taste in music, and I thought it would be really fun if we just started a night here in San Antonio called, Sisters of Mondays. We'll just do like a Monday night, just really casual, where it's not a lot of people, but if you got nothing to do on a Monday, come listen to us, and we're gonna like spin all the shit we like to play.
Yeah.
And I think that's great that y'all are doing that together, by the way. I think that is just the best thing. I mean, there's really nothing like when you're best friends with your partner, like doing something like that. I really, really
like you
love
two.
that about y'all. Yeah, it's like me and Lauren and Blood Bells. I mean, there really is nothing really quite like that, getting to share every kind. I mean, because music in general is just so intimate, and it's just so nice to be able to to see y'all like sharing that together. And I love that you trade off on Sisters of Mercy or Sisters of Monday. I keep saying Sisters of Mercy, damn it.
I'm waiting for the season.
You're gonna hear from Eldridge before
Yeah.
this episode's over.
Every time they
That's where
said Sisters of
PNC
Mercy, I want
is gonna be.
$15.
Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
This will pay for a new goatee trimmer.
Pay for a
New
whole
Dr.
bunch.
Avalanche, I will.
But,
Oh my God.
I mean, I've been very lucky. I mean, privileged. Let's get that in San Antonio. The male DJs, they want more women DJs. They're not creepy or anything like that. They push for women to DJ more. Like, please, we need more women DJs. Like,
fabulous.
it's been
Well, we've been very receptive to just new DJs that have been up and coming, like in our scene around here. But I don't know what that was a segue to what we were talking about, but
segue the next song.
but yeah,
Yes.
The reception's been just very great for us, and we're very thankful for it.
Very grateful.
That is really good. And honestly, again, like, I had never had the pleasure of, I started watching Sisters of Mondays like every single time recently because I love it. And it was really, I felt very honored to have like Detra DJing, and, whenever we came and played in San Antonio. And I had like Detra and Eli back there, and I was like, oh my God, I love both these guys like so much. Like Eli is a great person, and the thing that the most important thing about Eli is that he thinks I'm hilarious, and that is
That's all that matters.
so he and I like to do I corrupted him. Anyone that knows me knows that I like to kind of like my make fun of Texas accent. I'll be like, go up to a DJ that I know and be like, hey man, will you play some fucking Pantera? And
From hell.
Where's
So,
the Brooks and Dunn?
so I got Eli doing that shit, and then I remember the week that the pandemic started, we used to always text each other once a week. We'd be like, fucking Pantera. And the week the pandemic got bad, I texted him and I was like, fucking pandemic, sad face.
Southern Death Kill.
Well, hey, speaking of kick-ass music, let's go ahead and segue on to Mary here. And what is your third pick here, Mary?
From Bunker Strass. It's called Mirror. Bunker Strass didn't put out a lot of stuff. I mean, if you look at Discogs, it's like one, and they're also called Bunker. They're from France. They released Mirror in 1986. It was like just a single with a B-side on it. Yeah, it's not really. It's kind of, I mean, it's kind of obscure, but in our circle, I feel like it's not that obscure.
What does it mean to you?
I mean, okay, so this track is just pure, just super post-punk, like dark, repetitive, good synth, good bass, guitar. It's just the vocals are the thing that gets me the most in this track. When I first heard when I first heard this track, I was obsessed. I mean, I love this track. I love it. It's really good.
You got me at dark and repetitive. That's like my jam right there. That's all I strive to do in my music. It's like if you can dance to it, and it's called vamping. I love the vamping like that, where it's just like over and over and over the same thing. It's like that's why I like Cocteau Twins so much.
This is like chicken dancing. This isn't like swaying. This is like going from front just back and forth in a line and doing the chicken dance. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, we are all familiar with that, with the Chicken Death March.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here is what's the name of the song again, Mary?
Mirror.
This is Bunker Strass with Mirror.
Celle-là s'appelle Mirror, une chanson sur la stupidité du monde.
Welcome back. Again, you are watching Seinfeld season 20. And we have got the lovely, wonderful, beautiful people. We've got DJ Detra and Mary Millions, and also with me hosting is Azy. And I think I've rarely been surrounded by such beautiful people inside and out. So I feel very privileged.
Oh, you.
Everybody in this room is hot. Okay, so I kind of like, honestly, I've got like, one more kind of question here, and then we can kind of just let things flow as they may. Coming from someone that, again, I do pretty much vinyl only DJ, but it's not because I'm trying to be elitist. It's because I literally am like scared to try to figure out a lot of digital programs, which would really open up my library. I mean, I've got some really good vinyl, but so my question is this is probably, I'm looking at it now going, I absolutely wrote this for me. Is digital DJing harder than vinyl as far as learning new software and gadgets that you have to keep up with?
No, absolutely not. Vinyl DJing is some of the hardest DJing to do.
I don't DJ my vinyl because I like to keep it in a little baggy and like pampered, and it's just nice and safe, and it's little like collectors.
And also listen to it.
So you're saying that I've actually chosen the hard way.
Oh, absolutely. You've done things, made things more difficult for you, sir.
You have done things all wrong.
Hey, don't you remember how hard it was to get your shit set up?
Oh, I remember. I was freaking the fuck out for a while, and I was like, I don't know how to run direct sound in, and then I finally did all that. And I tell y'all, it's happened on 2 of 3 streams I've done where I'm just like hanging out, and then all of a sudden I'll like drop something, and you'll hear the record go. And
I'm the best.
Yeah,
someone walks in like.
I kind of feel like I just accidentally did the Tim the Toolman Taylor impression. But hey, we just aged ourselves. So, but no, that's really cool. So, like, what are so for anybody that's watching that might want to do this? And by the way, anyone that says, "Oh, there's too many DJs right now," no, fuck that. We need more great people spinning great music. So this is what we're really good at doing right now as a species. People that like we've got our wonderful DJs broadcasting on Twitch a lot. So for anyone that's new to this, do y'all recommend like a good like starter program for DJing that they could maybe check out? And kind of get their iTunes or their stuff uploaded to that and get started.
Virtual DJ.
Virtual DJ is just very user friendly.
Serato is really good too.
Serato. I use Tractor.
Tractor's great.
I use Cross DJ because it's really visually friendly.
Nice. Yeah, especially for like anyone out there like me that, I don't know how I've like miracled my way to being able to do a band and DJing because my brain is so scattered. So anybody out there that can take that can listen to this and I can tell you confidently you can do it too if you just kind of listen to what these wonderful DJs are telling you, you can do it.
DJing is an art, definitely. It's a little bit harder on stream because when you DJ, you have to read the room, and trust me, we've cleared some dance floors. Sometimes you gotta,
That's my specialty.
I feel like that's like, I would be proud to do that.
I said that's my specialty.
Sometimes you gotta. You gotta send them back to the bar and make you more money.
Make more money,
so,
yeah.
It's a requirement.
But DJ is an art form. It really is. It's knowing music, like learning about music, keeping up with music. Right now it's so overwhelming. Bandcamp is, there's just so many bands coming up and so many bands coming out, and it's like, oh, what do I do? I don't know where I'm going,
But it's also like, yeah, it's like an amazing curse to have though, to be like, I can't keep up with all these great bands coming out.
Yeah. Oh, how horrible do we have it? So many
So much access to this information. Actually, speaking of access to information, we're about to throw this to Detra, who I believe is about to play a band that before there was access to information, I used to have to mail order from this record label, Project Records, to get any of their stuff. So Detra, take it away. And what's our next track? I really hope it's.
I was actually gonna say another track, but we can do the project. This one is
influencing the voter. Sorry.
This one is one of my most personal favorite bands. Black Tape for a Blue Girl, Denouncement, from the album As One a Flame Laid Bare by Desire. It's just a very beautiful song about love lost and also being perceived as a bad person, and believing that that people around you think that you're a bad person. But it's a very, very beautiful song. Like there's been many a day when I guess when like you're in that cloud of depression, and it kind of just like helps you out because you can really relate to it.
Yeah. No, I think that I think that Black Tape is a wonderful band for anyone that's experiencing any kind of sadness or like deep depression. I remember very, very vividly listening to a lot of their stuff.
And great really, breakup album for sure.
Oh God, absolutely. And all right, well let's get into it.
Sometimes it's worth to feel alive and to feel dead.
Live now.
Okay, we're live now.
So we have lost. Ooh, we have regained.
There's Detra.
I'm here.
So Sans, Clint. Oh, thank God.
Thank God.
You want to take over the helm?
No, I'd have to waffle back
having
for
a good
like 5 minutes.
time.
The last time that I had to take over the helm, I sat and talked for 2 minutes in my sultriest voice about pizza because it's the only thing I could
Saw
fucking
that
think
sultry
about.
pizza and pineapples.
I love that. And Azy, you've got like the best
Right.
voice. You need to do like books on tape. I swear, like you have the best voice. I'm just like, it's so soothing.
I'm actually currently working on recording the picture of Dorian Gray just for funsies.
Very nice.
I want to hear that as soon as you do it.
That is amazing.
Also, I get to sing for my band, so that's always fun.
Hell yeah, and you have a great voice.
Thank you.
I really adore your voice, and
Very
so
soothing.
I'm not gonna give specifics right now, but I recently fell into like a really weird gig by accident. I sent in some audition tapes for some like I can't believe I'm admitting this on the cast. I sent in some audition tapes for like there was like a Star Wars fanfic that's like a dirty book, and I do a lot
Dirty
of voice.
Star Wars?
I do a lot of voice stuff, and I sent in this audition, and I got a reply back a couple days ago, and they're like, "You got it." And also, I'm apparently going to be Dirty Jon Snow from Game of Thrones because I do a Jon.
Wow. Where's this niche?
Dirty
So there's this site called Wattpad where they'll do like this thing where it's like, yes, actually, you do get paid. You do get paid. So they and that's the thing is. So there's a site called Wattpad, and a lot of the people will publish like your name here type
Sarah's
things.
like, wow.
If it's like fanfic.
Wait, did you say your
But
name?
yeah, so
What?
it'll be like no, not urinate. it'll be like your name here. So it'll be like, oh, they're talking to you. So I ended up doing these auditions for these kind of like dirty like Kylo Ren and like Game of Thrones type stuff. Like it was two separate things, and I got it. And it's Schlongo Ren. No, but
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi Magic Wand Kenobi.
Princess Leia. Oh my god.
Okay, now this is just becoming Zach and Miri make a porno.
No, Hoda.
Yeah, Hoda, of course.
Hoda. I love
just
Hoda.
dabbed and then did it. I'm down with Gen Z, y'all. So
Make you feel good, I will.
everybody's laughing in the chat.
We're going down a very weird.
Very glad.
We are, because we've all been drinking, but we're also having a good time, and it's a good time here.
Yeah.
It's a good time here at Six Flags Over Texas.
I wish we were all together, like in person. Everybody in
I-
the chat. Too.
I feel that
We were
too.
all,
I feel-
like at Cold Waves in Chicago or something. You know.
Yes.
Being in bands. Or
And this is one of those things where we would all just be like drunk talking in person and yelling over
no.
whatever music was playing.
Oh yeah.
pierce in somebody's ear and be like, rah, rah, rah. Put your- so you hear
Do we all do the same thing though, where
Yeah.
sometimes someone will say something to
Don't
you
let
and you
me.
just, and you just nod and
I'm
agree?
a great time.
I know the guy that owns this place. So, no, but also, how many fucking devious things have we all agreed to because we felt too bad to ask somebody to repeat themselves? So we just go, yeah, oh yeah. And I wonder if they were just like, yeah, you want to come home and let me poop on a plate and put it in your mouth? And you're like, yeah, that sounds great.
Sexy.
Yeah, dab it out.
Well, DJ Slave Zero said I did a great dab, so.
DJ Slave Zero is awesome, and they have been at like every like Blood Bells cast and Ghoul Whip thing. So yes, Slave Zero, thank you for being awesome. So actually, I'm pretty sure that like we're going off script now, and as you guys can see, as everyone can see, it gets very interesting. So what I would like to do, if we can, is who did we just do? We just did Detra. So Mary, get us into your fourth track of the evening, because you've had such great picks that I know we're kind of having to expedite things, but I would love to hear what you've got next for everybody.
I think this is a favorite for everybody, but it's definitely one of my favorites. Is the band BFG, and the track is called Paris.
Yes.
Great track. Also released in 1986.
Kick-ass bass.
Oh, kick-ass bass. Great lyrics. I always feel like this would be like our like soundtrack, just like stomping our pikes in the streets of Paris, you know. It's just such a good track. It's just such a great track, and I love it. I know everybody here loves it. I know.
Oh, yeah,
our DJ
hell
circle,
yeah.
everybody DJs BFG Paris. It's just
It's a great song.
And
timeless.
when you said stomping our pikes, it reminds me of like I made the fatal mistake of wearing pikes. It's like at a job I had like 5 years ago. I wore pikes on like Casual Friday before I had a job that doesn't give a shit what I look like. Now I have a job that doesn't care, but at the time I did, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna wear my normal shit. And someone got on the elevator and they go, man, those are some roach killers, huh?
Roach killers.
So, but anyways, I digress. Here is BFG with Paris on 106.1 Kiss FM. Because Azy will give us the heads up when we're already back.
We're back.
And we're back. Hello, welcome back to Handsome Dan's podcast. Okay, so we're kind of just going with the flow right now. We were talking on the break about different various things, and so what is here's a good question actually that I was thinking. So what is like a new band, and when I say new, like within the last 5 years, like what is like a new band that's just really been impressing y'all? Like we'll start with Mary on that. Like what's a newer group or project that's really impressed you?
Detra can attest to this, but Black Angel.
Nice.
Black Angel.
I am obsessed. It's like Floodland, like Sisters of Mercy, like just like great, so good, so like theatrical. Kiss of Death, the new album. It's really good. I really like it.
Hell yeah.
Really, I do really like it. It's really good. Also, what else is new that I like that I can't think of off the top of my damn head? Exit Dust from Gainesville, Florida. Very rudimentary Peni. Very like death rock, dark punk. I like Mary's Funeral. I can't. What am I saying? I don't know. But yeah, love. It's hard for me to think about the top.
I have my Bandcamp up. Like keep naming names. Like I'm just.
I was gonna say like Azy, because you're like the person to go to for new tracks. Like honestly, because if you asked me, it would be like even though they've been around forever, I'm like. Oh, I felt like I've been, of course, the last year I've been obsessing with like Night Sins and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
I love Night Sins.
Oh my God! When I got to, I got to see them play with She Passed Away in Dallas I think it was the end of last year, and I got tickets like a year in advance. That's the reason I was able to go. So She Passed Away was great, obviously, and then Night Sins. Oh my God, Kyle, the main guy, is like. Very, very nice, and he and I were both right at about the same level of drunk, so he was like, you want a picture, man? Let's do this. He was all excited about it, and I was trying to ask him, I felt so stupid, I was trying to ask him stuff about his music and stuff, and I was like, so on this one, and he had to correct me on a couple of like song names, and I felt so stupid. I was like,
Ecstasy is one of my favorite songs ever by Night Sins.
Their newest album that just came out, it was a slow burn for me, but it's so good.
What was that?
New stuff I've been listening to recently, the new Delphine Coma is really amazing album. Angels Arcana, their debut album has been pretty awesome.
Depression Radical.
Bone Pixie. It's been just a nonstop drip of great music these past at least 10, 11 years.
Yeah.
It's been in the
says
last
that he hates Clint for singing Night Sins. Kinda hates Clint for singing Night Sins. PGA 95, they're so good.
Thank you for keeping me in the loop about the chat because I can't see it on my side, so I have no idea. I have just been looking at all y'all's pretty faces the whole time. Azy, is there like a band, like a newer group that's like really impressed you a lot, or a couple groups?
I know I keep telling you to go listen to Sevet.
Sevet is from Dallas, yeah.
Yeah, but no, I think that one of the most impressive things that I've heard all year is the new Morwan album.
So define Morwan for us.
So Morwan combines post-punk with Ukrainian and Arabic folk sounds, and
oh wow,
their most recent album, which it's green. What the hell is it called? It's called Zola Zemlya. It is so fucking fantastic. It is a jam, and it's just really fucking cool.
How do you spell that?
Morwan.
gonna put that on my list to listen
Also,
to.
I don't know if this is still a relevant question, but like, has there been any bands that you're like they've been around for a long time and you're just now, and now as in the last couple of years, like finding out about them? You're like, how the fuck did I never hear about this? That happened to me in the last year with the band Pink Industry. I'm right now. I've been listening to the song "Don't Let Go" by them like a whole bunch. It reminds me so much of like Love and Rockets, but I'm like, these guys were around like forever ago, and I'm just now hearing about them. Like, is there any like older groups or projects that y'all are like, how did I just now
Oh,
hear about?
Yeah, that's a great question.
That's a loaded question.
You know, I'm just now.
I'm a loaded question. I'll have you know.
I'm really just recently getting into the Batfish Boys.
Yes, pre-March Violets. Mhm.
Yeah, and it's like, man, I can't believe I hadn't listened to his stuff before, but yeah, it's very March Violets for sure.
I want to say the singer, the bearded guy. Forgive me for not knowing his name. The guy with the beard that was like the main singer in March. I think that was his band pre-March Violets.
Yeah, I think it might have been after, because
Was it after? Okay.
He was doing like when March Violets were starting to go kind of poppy when they signed to like a major label.
Is that why he left?
Okay. I think I'm not totally sure, but but yeah, I've been getting into them.
You know, I know who. I've always known who Cockatoo Twins are, but like recently, I've been really getting into Cockatoo Twins, like really sitting down and like
delving into deeper albums.
That's an adventure.
And truly appreciating Cockatoo Twins for their musicianship, for the vocals.
Elizabeth Fraser is the voice of God, and quite honestly, like I always say Cockatoo Twins is a feeling and not a band. Like if you will develop, especially if you're just getting into them a lot, you will have very distinct feelings and memories of this time that you were getting into them. Like later
Fire.
on.
It's
Yes.
beautiful. Even without human words, you can still
Yes.
get just such beautiful feelings of what she's trying to express, and that to me is like the real magic of Cockatoo Twins.
Sarah's
it's
like,
beautiful.
Girl, what the hell? Sarah,
Oh, and Sarah is like the authority on shoegaze as well, so that's probably why she's
Mortal
like,
Coil. Like I love this. I like this Mortal
ooh,
Coil.
segue.
Oh yeah. Segue.
Is that the segue? Because I was gonna play the other song and actually end it on the other one.
Okay, so you've been trying to play this song for like a little bit. Okay, so Detra, before we get Azy's answer about new or about bands that existed that they may have just become aware of, let's go ahead and get into your next pick, because, and by the way, whoever said we're not going to fit all these 10 songs,
That was Maus.
Suck an egg, Mouse, because we're doing it. We're almost there. Do you hear me? I got my crazy face on. You hear me?
Do it.
Okay. Okay, so introduce us, Detra, to the next track.
So this song is actually like, it's a dark metal song. I'm a fan of metal, but I think really 98% of metal is just total garbage and it's real lame, not even worth listening to.
Agreed.
But there's just that 2% that's just fucking brilliant, and it's dark. If you like dark music, I think you would really love this track. It's just it's this band called Bethlehem, dark metal band, and I'm gonna butcher the name.
I was gonna say, I challenge you to say the name of the song.
Dosus Dick Toten, something like that.
Does anyone here speak German and they can say what he accidentally just said?
Yeah, totally butchering the name, but it's just such a beautiful, fucking dark, heavy track from this brilliant band that had a couple of really early, amazing albums. They made like a ton of albums, but their early stuff is just really great, and I love how they mix the male and female vocals. And me not being very fluent in German just makes it all the more mysterious and dark for me. So it's just a great track. I fucking love it.
Heck yeah. Well, here we go. Go ahead and spin it.
Gleiche Schwärze Lügen straften, stürzen nun Sperlinge seitwärts hinab und erforschen Trug mit komischer Ironie. Toter Notwendigkeit und Raum.
You're like, I'm really glad you just.
And we were back 5 seconds ago.
We are talking about juggalos, just to give you some, just to give you some, you know, some space there to understand what we're talking about. Some context. That's the word I'm looking for. But we are back, correct? Az?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So we were talking about, so anybody that might not be from the South. So I am in Texas. So are Detra and Mary, and Azy is in Florida. We are in the fucking twilight zone compared to, where we would probably do better. I still leave I'm 37 years old and I leave my house, and I got, like, a few weeks ago, I'm walking in the parking lot at the grocery store, and somebody yelled like queer or something at me. And number one, I was like, well, yes. But number two, I was like, wow, I'm 37 and people are still like, fucking freak. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
does that make you? I'm like, what
Kiss.
is?
Do you like Kiss? Do you listen to Kiss?
The one thing I'll give those dads that hit me up like that at like the liquor store especially, be like, hey man, yeah, dude, Gene Simmons, right, with your boots? And I'm like, yeah.
Somebody had the audacity after that.
Party all night and every day, right?
And then I'll show them my Canadian club. I'm like, ding. Mary, what were you saying? See, we're going off the rails now. This is the late shift.
Somebody had the audacity to tell me after that Motley Crue movie came out at work, they were like, you look like Mick Mars. And I was like, excuse me?
No.
What about Nikki Sixx?
Also, yeah, you're like,
Mars.
I will say, Lauren and I have watched The Dirt a couple times because it's so amusingly funny. Like, there's a part where Tommy Lee's they're trying to find they're trying to find their singer, and he's like, and he knows Vince Neil, so they go to this like pool party where Vince Neil's playing, and Vince Neil, he runs into Tommy Lee. Tommy's like, hey man, and Vince Neil kind of looks at him and assesses his Tommy's leather jacket, and Tommy Lee grabs it and goes, no, I'm in a band now, dude. And he goes, oh, okay, like he gets it, like he's got a leather jacket on. It must mean he's in a band. So it made me laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that documentary. It was pretty funny.
Well, it was a mock. It was we watched it. Remember, it was like a dramatization, basically.
Yeah.
Well, the Ozzy Osbourne part where he like peed and then
Licked it up. Yeah, that was gross.
I think that was real. That was real. That really happened.
That looked, well, yeah, but just in the movie, it looked so. Ugh.
I was about to go on a tangent about Ozzy Osbourne, but I'm not gonna do that.
Hey,
we need to get. We're almost got through all the music.
I personally love Black Sabbath. I think we talked about that earlier. So let's go to let's do Mary's fifth and final song. Thank you again to all of the viewers and people that are watching and listening. We really appreciate you. Thank you for sticking around with us. I really appreciate all these people, and I hope that you feel that you have a good community to speak to and to hang out with. We love hanging out with you on a weeknight, and thanks all of you that have jobs in the morning that are staying up late with us. So Mary, let's get into your fifth and final.
So the fifth and final is by Auto Melody, who is a newer band since 2010. And the song is Métropole sous la pluie. I did not say with Azy.
Oh, I said pluie.
Pluie.
That's what I thought. Pluie. I don't know. I don't speak French.
I tried to look up how to say it and I couldn't figure it out. But they're a Canadian band, French Canadian. And it's from their second.
They're the last show I saw before everything shut down. Sorry to interrupt.
I'm so jealous. No, please interrupt me. No,
you got to see them?
I'm so jealous because they were gonna play South by Southwest.
No, so I hit 2 shows a night before everything shut down. First one was Obsidian, which is a local Florida band, and Voltaire, and the other one was Auto Melody across town.
I'm so jealous. That's amazing.
We saw Chameleons in Theater of Hate. That was our last show.
And Trust.
Great.
Trust.
Oh my God, I've been wanting to see Trust and Chameleons for a long time.
Oh, Chameleons in Theater of Hate. But I am so jealous of you, Azy.
That is awesome.
I would give my left arm. Well, that's a little dramatic, but I love Auto Melody. This is
a little dramatic.
Their second record.
Left ear.
Yeah, but they're so good, and this track is just beautiful. It's like I was read a review on it on postpunk.com, and it was like walking through a rainy alleyway in the dark kind of feel on it. It's just a beautiful track. And if you listen to Sister Monday, like I play this track all the time, as well as Auto Melody. I love Auto Melody. Great band.
Hell yeah. Well, let's get into it. Go ahead and play us that Auto Melody track.
Sous la pluie, laisse couler son maquillage sur l'asphalte. Du taxi, j'observe le dernier. De l'artifice se noyer. Le boulevard, sous la pluie, va laisser fondre ses ennuis sur l'asphalte. Une exotique cherche Blanche-Neige. À pas l'heure dans un démeublé. Alors encore le démeublé, une vieille copine écoute Marseille déchirée, qui déclare ouverte sa relation, cherche à meubler conversation. Plus tard assis sur la moquette, Marcel Blanche-Neige écoute une grande fille extrême. Elle voudrait bien lui expliquer qu'elle se fout bien des préjugés. Me as well, by the way, Detra. No, I know we're back.
So y'all being, in fact, this will give us so y'all being in a partnership, much like Lauren and I and Blood Bells, like we lived, we're married, we've been together for 10 years. So so my thing is like, she has the same taste that I do with like decor and stuff, but she wants me to have like most of the decision on how things are, how the aesthetic is in the house and everything. And like I said, I'm in our band room right now, but like, I try to keep our home very much in the living room. It kind of looks like, mid-century modern meets like, Dracula's palace. So it's like, it's very like a mixture of mid-century meets goth. And so actually, how do y'all like cohabitate as a couple? Do you both require like, is there one person that's more quiet than the other? Is there someone that takes over more of the decorating versus someone that takes over more of the like cooking and stuff like that? Is that like a thing?
I do a lot of I'm the quieter one.
Yeah, I'm the loud, obnoxious one.
But I do a lot of the decorating. I love just like nesting and just making things look nice.
Making it your sanctuary. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
He's an interior designer. Like seriously, you could do that for a living. Like any goth that needs their home done, like you could do that. Totally. He knows.
This is basically just a spirit Halloween. Like I'm no like.
No, you're amazing. You're an artist. Detra does not give himself enough credit. He's an amazing artist. He knows what looks good, and like our old apartment was so well decorated, and I hung up some posters here, but like one day, like I woke up and I was like, wow, it looks amazing in here. Like he's just great. Detra's an amazing artist. Smart, beautiful individual.
Oh, I love hearing partners gush on each other like that. I think that's really cute. And honestly, like, so with me in the house, like I do most of the decorating and most of the cooking. So like for the last decade, I've made morning breakfast almost every morning, and like it's just like that's like one of my love languages is like acts of service, and it really balances out well because like Lauren is more of like a physical touch love language, so we're both meeting those needs. And so is there do y'all find that you pretty much like can nest is the flow pretty well, like, especially during quarantine? We all know people that are in relationships that may or may not be like the best or worst choice for them. We all know people like that, and they're like, oh my god, my partner's driving me crazy, or my kids are driving me crazy. So being child free, which I am, and I think that y'all are, it's like I've only had a good time. Like my partner's my best friend. I love living with her. So like it's actually just been a good time. Have y'all had the kind of experience the same thing where you're like you just got a chance to really bond even more just from being in together more?
We bond. We get along really well.
Yeah, we both enjoy being homebodies, and
yeah,
and when things were open, we did like to go out as well. But we like to watch our shows together and
stories.
What are y'all's like favorite shows that you're watching right now?
Flapjack.
What is it?
I'm watching Flapjack
And Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, we're always
Bob's Burgers. Yes.
Bob's Burgers.
Cartoons anytime.
I love to watch cartoons. I'm a cartoon ass bitch.
Yeah, me too.
I have recently, and you're gonna laugh at me for saying this. So I recently got into Cowboy Bebop, and
Cowboy Bebop's great.
I'm like super into it now. And Lauren and I are watching. It's so funny. We're watching so many things. We finally, everyone was pushing us for years to start watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, so we started watching that. We're both like Office fanatics. Like we'll quote the Office, all the time. Our life is a giant Office quote. We tend to lean towards more of the funny, and of course like American Horror Story 1984 we really liked a lot.
But as far as like cooking and stuff, I'm vegan, so I eat vegan food. And Detra he eats what I make as long as there's no mushrooms in it. But
Oh
mean,
God, I love
twice.
mushrooms.
Yeah, she'll make some meals for us, and sometimes I'll just cook for myself. But it's very just whatever we feel like, and it's no chore
Yeah.
or anything.
No,
Well, that's
we're
cool. I
laid
mean,
back. We get along. We coexist very well.
that's really good, and I love to hear that. So, especially if y'all are if there's like different kind of dietary things there. I don't know if y'all both are vegan or not, but like like Lauren and I are not, but we just naturally try to live more like we don't eat as much meat as like or meat or dairy as like a lot of people we know. And that's what's interesting. You brought up Goths for Sanctuaries earlier, and Blood Bells played Goths for Sanctuaries, and I was telling her, I was like, it's ironic that we're playing this because we do love animals, but we felt so weird because like we still consume animal products. So we were just like, it's so weird that we like that certain animals we are like we want to protect and stuff, but then we'll be inactive participants in eating animal products from the store. So we're kind of throwing around, kind of trying to decrease our
I think
consumption.
we as humans, like we're just in the process of realizing that
You don't need meat.
the sentient being of like an animal, and like I mean this is all just like the beginning.
Well,
It's just gonna take some time before people make the switch from being like cruel to having
cool.
something that's just non-cruel but healthy for you, and
well, I feel that
it's gonna take time.
as long as you limit the amount of meat you eat, that's the best thing.
But little by little, you could help out by just cutting back and just slowly.
Oh, I was gonna say, girl, I live off hummus and carrots primarily. So
Yeah.
roasted red pepper hummus and baby carrots is my jam.
You need to get on the pine nut hummus. That's
Oh my God,
real shit.
especially because you get that little bit of crunch in there. So speaking of little bit of crunch, we got a great final track that we're going to be playing, and actually this is going to be our outro of the show too. We're going to kind of outro with this track because we do have one left. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we did it. We did 10 tracks.
Wait,
Yay!
ending at the end of the track?
And not
Or are we
100
gonna come
years.
back?
It didn't take 4 hours.
We're gonna Azy, I'm just thinking we were just gonna end with the final track because
not?
it's been 2.5 hours.
What,
So
Azy?
I'm thinking
You know
that.
Oh no, I
Did
was
you
wondering
need
if we
to-
were gonna
did you
do a
need to-
proper outro or if we're just gonna kill it after
Or
the
we
track
could-
ends.
Do a proper
No, let's do a proper outro. That's fine.
Okay.
So yeah, I think this is a perfect track to end on. It's This Mortal Coil, Ivy and Neat. It was written by Simon Raymond from the Cocteau Twins.
Yes.
And the song is actually it was an impromptu as when they were recording the second album when he was doing the pianos for My Father, that cover, and he was just kind of messing around, and then it became this beautiful song called Ivy and Neat, which are about his parents, Ivor and Nita. But it's just an instrumental. There's no words. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful song. And I think I challenge everyone out there, if you enjoy this song, listen to it a lot and have it attached to just a beautiful memory for yourself. And I think it'd be really great. It's just a great track to have in your life.
Oh wow, that was beautifully stated. So let's go ahead and go into it. I love this Mortal Coil. by Anne Rice. This was like 97, and I stole that. And it's funny because like later on, I was telling someone, and they're like, "You stole a book for the first time you ever stole anything?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Wow, you're a fucking nerd." I was like, "Yeah, I am." But anyways, I know we're back. So when I was 15, I stole Servant of the Bones by Anne Rice from the local Kroger grocery
I
store.
love it. That's great.
And I also
They're still after him.
and they're still after me. I still owe that $10.99. Are you?
He is on
The
the lam.
Kroger Gestapo is gonna come get you.
I didn't know Kroger sold books.
They did back then. They probably don't now because
thought
we're
they
in a
just
really
sold
dumb
groceries.
time. So actually, let's do this for like before we kind of start outroing the show. While we were playing that the track, we kind of like were talking about like our favorite movies that we never get sick of, or just like we were quoting Days of Confused and stuff. So Azy actually said that Interview with the Vampire was their favorite movie a while back. They used to watch it every day when they were younger. So let's go to Detra. What is like a movie that, even if it's not your favorite, what's like a movie that you could just like watch all the time and never get sick of?
A movie I always constantly am watching. Well, there's a couple. Beetlejuice. I love Beetlejuice. That's probably
Tarantula.
My
what my
husband
favorite
hates
movie is.
Beetlejuice
It's
now because
just
I watch it so
Beetlejuice.
often.
What would you say? You watch it too often?
My husband hates Beetlejuice now because I watch it too often.
It was just my favorite movie growing up.
Nice.
And also, I really loved Vampire Hunter D.
Nice. Yes.
Both the first one and the second one, Bloodlines. It's my favorite. It's just so epic. I love it.
My favorite is, also have a tattoo of it, Heavy Metal, the cartoon.
I love that movie. That movie corrupted me as a child.
Oh, me too. My parents wouldn't let me watch it when my brothers were watching it, but I always did anyways. Heavy Metal, and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have
And
to go
Basketball
listen.
Diaries. Basketball. I'm a drug I'm like, used to be. I love drug movies. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, read the book, and Basketball Diaries, read the book as well. Jim
It's
Carroll,
interesting
love
that
Jim
you and
Carroll.
it's interesting that like, I love Jim Carroll too. And oh my God, fucking, what's the album where he's posing with his parents on the front? God, that fucking album is so good. I'm in a world without gravity. Anyway, he was a damn good musician too. Like, just a good singer, good poet. It's funny that you and I both have like more than one movie tattoo. So I've got a Pee-wee bat on my leg, but you can see this. I've got a Frankenhooker tattoo. If y'all have ever seen that drama film. But yeah, I think one of my my all-time favorite movie that that has like a really significant meaning to me is actually Terminator 2.
Terminator 2 was the first movie I saw in theaters as a child.
Oh my
parents wonder why I
God.
came out corrupted.
That's so awesome though, but it's like it's one of those things where I was right at the point in my life, like I was a kid with like a deadbeat father, and I kind of think about it psychologically, and I'm like, oh, there's like this protective figure that's like protecting this kid the whole time, and I was like, 8 or 9 when I first saw it, so really I really latched into it. But yeah, that's one of my all-times.
That was the biggest movie when it came out too. It was that was the big blockbuster when Terminator 2 came out. I remember.
People in the chat are saying Rocky Horror Picture Show, also yes. And
yes,
American
God,
Psycho. What a great book, and also movie.
That is so true, and oh my God, Rocky! I used to go. Lauren and I used to go see Rocky at the Lakewood before it went to the Inwood. We used to go all the time. We'd go at least once a month. That's a fun live show to see. And American Psycho, I haven't read the book. I've seen obviously the movie, and I always naked Christian Bale with sneakers on always comes to mind for me. Which I'm into that look. Who needs clothes when you got shoes?
Are you into what is it? Murders and Executions?
Oh yes.
Murders. It's a great movie. It really is. It's a very misogynistic movie now that in this day and it's not the best, but it's a good movie. It's a good book. Like it.
So, Azy, are we? Do we have any tracks left, or did we get
We
everybody's?
are actually all out of tracks.
We're all out of tracks. Oh damn! Well, it's 11:15. It's been about 2 hours and 45 minutes, correct? And all of a sudden, I'm talking like this. It's fine. It's totally normal.
Our British and friends are going to be very offended.
No, actually, I've talked to British people, and they said it wasn't a bad accent. You know, they can't place it regionally, but it's fine.
We just want to say thank you, Azy and Clint, for having us.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Like we said when we were listening to the song, like our heart's full. Like, thank you so much. We're honored, and privileged to be a part of this.
I had a really great time.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a really
Love,
good.
if ever you want some annoying motherfuckers to come back on.
Yeah, thanks
Just
for
let us know.
hanging out with us for 3 hours and sharing
Yes.
some music that's deeply meaningful to you. That was really nice. That was lovely. Thank
Our
you.
pleasure, our pleasure.
And
That's
thank
really-
you. You're amazing. I've already told you that. I already gushed over you, Azy, but I just want everybody to know I was listening.
Both are
Yeah,
so
I love
Azy's
nice.
DJ,
so
Azy,
good.
and Maus.
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
And Clint and Blood Bells, of course.
Thank you. And honestly, and I told Azy whenever they asked me to like guest host, I was like, "Are you sure? Because I'm a little bit a lot dweeby. So
Perfect.
is that going to be okay?"
We're all
And,
dweebs.
and the fact that Azy like pretty much like let me just whip everybody's ass verbally for 3 hours makes me feel good. So I appreciate that. But yes, it's an honor to have Detra and Mary on, and it's definitely an honor to
Oh,
be a featured host on Obscura Undead, and this is the you know, I didn't have a great family growing up, so I got to pick my family. Y'all are my family, my Goth family, and I really love each and every one of you watching and that are on the show right now.
we can try and get me on to go another tangent. I feel like we as goth people, we pick our family. Like, I didn't have a good family. Like, we pick our fucking family. Like, I love everybody. I love y'all. Like, we pick our families as our family.
Yeah.
We're lucky. We're lucky people. We are.
To the undead.
To the undead.
So
As he's like,
on Mondays, obviously, you can go check out the Sisters of Mondays spinning on twitch.tv/the Sisters of Mondays. Are you guys just spinning on Mondays?
Yeah, just Mondays, or whenever we do a guest spot.
Yeah.
All right, and your time slot is
8 p.m. Central, and we go on for 3 hours usually.
so that's 6 p.m. West Coast, 8 p.m. Central, and then 9 p.m. Eastern.
That's right.
Yep.
And y'all are
3
making
a.m.
everybody's, or
So
3 a.m. Germany.
So go follow them. Go listen to them on Mondays. I have a new favorite band because of their streams. It's End of Data. Oh my god! But
In the data.
Oh,
We love
End
it.
of data.
yeah.
but we are going to raid Vox Sinistra now.
Hell yeah, let's do it. I've never been on the cool end of a raid.
Oh well, now you are, and thank you everyone for joining us. Vox Sinistra is great too. I don't know what they got going on tonight, but this is gonna be fun. So in 9 seconds, we're just gonna, I guess, wait for 9 seconds.
Wait for 9 seconds.
Like
Bye.
those commercials where they sell sofas. It's like, come on down, the sofa
Come on down to the soap emporium.
good sale for you.
And we're
I would
gone.
say go vote, but
And remember, Jesus shops at the soap emporium. So. Did we raid? Are we done?
We
we're rated.
Yeah, we're ready.
We actually
Raiders
waved
of
for
the
that
Lost
long.
Ark.